Hello, welcome back. I started off drawing a camper van on a piece of card, cut it out, then just placing it now on some hardboard where I had. Just securing that down with some masking tape. And just drawing around it now with a marker pen. Just cutting that out now on the table saw and just cutting it freehand with the small sections what need cutting out. Just drilling a hole now in each of the windows so I can get my scroll saw in. Just cutting the arches out with the scroll saw. Just feeding it through now one of the holes I've just drilled. Just cutting some strips now out of some plywood what I had. These are as wide as the camper. Just placing the template now I've just cut onto the plywood and drawing round it. Just cutting them out now freehand on the table saw. Now just cutting the arches now on the scroll saw, exactly the same as I did on the hardboard. It is okay the scroll saw, but the blade does wander a bit. That's it now, just placing the template on top of the plywood and just pinning it down with some small nails. Now I've got a router now with a small straight cutting bit and a guide on. Basically the guide will run along the hardboard and cutting, basically replicating onto the plywood at whatever depth I set. So your template should always be a little bit bigger than what you want cut. You can see there, basically it follows it but insets it a little bit. So your template needs to be perfect pretty much. Then just cutting I took the collar off now, I'm just cutting the rest out so I can show you. You could have done this a few ways, you could have put like thin plywood on instead of cutting it out, but I'm just using the materials I've got basically. Just blowing it all away, now that's with all them done. A couple of bits, but we're a bit higher, so I'm just cleaning them with a chisel. I'm just giving it a quick sand all over. And that's pretty much it for the side. did the other side exactly the same, but flip the template over so we get a front and back. Just rounding off now the outside edge with a router, which is installed upside down on the table. It's actually a Makita router, pretty good router. And that's that done. Now I've got a template for the front now, so I'm doing this exactly the same as I did before on the side. I'm just following the curve there. And there's all the components now ready to be fitted together. Just using exterior wood glue and some thin nails in the nail gun. Right, just cutting 2 strips now for the wheels, because I want it lowered. So I'm tracing it some masking tape onto one side of it. And same again on the other side. This will serve 2 purposes, it'll show you soon. That's that done. Cutting that out with the bandsaw. That's that done. Cutting them in half. And just attach 2 together there and just putting them on the drum sander, just getting them both a bit more smoother. I'll do this for all 4 of them. Just rounding one edge off on the router. Right, I've just cut myself a little piece now. I'm just marking that down on both sides. Putting some glue in. Now just putting one of the wheels in. The reason I've done them like that is because the bottom shelf is going to sit on them flat parts of the wheels. It gives me an equal space then. Just knocking them in with some small nails. And that's that done. That's that done. Just cut a piece for the bottom now for inside. And just putting some holes in for so some water can drain through if needed. Just getting a quick sand over there. Just placing that in. And that'll sit there on top of the wheels where I've done them flat. Just nailing that down. Just cutting a piece of CLS timber now to strengthen in between them wheels, because I noticed they're a bit flimsy. So I'm just gluing and nailing them in. It just strengthens to load, that did. Same with the other side. Just cutting another section now for basically like a visor and a spoiler. Just rounding off one edge. Just putting some glue on now. And lining that up with a little bit of an overhang. And just pinning it down with a nailer. Well, that's it now for the first part. I was going to carry on, but it was just taking too long with the paint and that. So the second part will be painting and just putting a few little detail bits on, like the badging, doing something to the wheels, etc. and that. So keep a lookout for that. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.